headlights and hazard lights are working. They're the right color. They're not loose or missing. My windshield is secure. It's not loose or missing. And it's clean. No illegal stickers. My wipers are secure. They're not bent or broken. My hood, grill, and bumper are secure. They're not cracked, loose, or missing. My license plate is secure and clearly visible. Underneath my truck, I don't see any leaks or hanging hoses. The truck is not leaning toward the left or the right. My cross view mirrors are secure. There's no missing hardware. They're not bent or broken. And my heavy vehicle safety inspection certificate, my vehicle registration, and my safety diesel emissions inspection certificate are in place and up to date. By the way, I just want to mention, I said cross view mirrors here, which is just like a leftover thing. They're only cross view mirrors on a bus. These are just kind of hood mirrors, right? The difference being that on a bus, those mirrors are for seeing in front of your bus, and these are not for that purpose, so they're not cross views, right? Cool, but I think I got everything on the front. I'm gonna go ahead and move on with the engine compartment. So I'm gonna pop the hood back here.
Right, you got it.
Pop it here. Hold it. My coolant reservoir is secure. There's no missing hardware. It's not cracked or leaking. The cap and hoses are present. They're not cracked or leaking either. And the fluid level is in normal range. My air conditioning compressor is secure, no missing hardware, not bent or broken. Hoses and fittings look to be in fair condition, again, not cracked or leaking. It's a belt-driven component, and the belt's in fair condition. It's not cut or torn. It's got no more than 3/4 inch play. So my alternator is secure, no missing hardware, not bent or broken. The wiring coming off the back end isn't frayed or loose. And it's also belt-driven, and in fact uses the same belt as the AC compressor. My alternator is, my water pump is not visible, but it's not leaking. And it uses the same belt as the alternator. Okay, so quick review: coolant reservoir, AC compressor, alternator, water pump. Yeah? Now we'll move around to the other side. Oil dipstick is secure, not loose or missing. In order to check for oil, I would remove the dipstick, clean it, put it back, take it out, and make sure that the level is in normal range. My power steering fluid reservoir is secure, not loose or missing. The fluid level is in normal range, and the cap and hoses are tight. My power steering gearbox is secure, no missing hardware, not cracked or leaking. Hoses and fittings are in fair condition. My steering shaft is secure, not bent or broken, no more than 10 degrees of play, and the U-joints are secure, not bent or broken. My steering linkages are secure, not bent or broken, not loose or missing, and my pitman arm, drag link, upper control arm, and tie rod are secured properly with their castle nut and cotter pin. My power steering pump back here is secure, not loose or missing, not leaking, and gear driven. My air compressor right nearby is secure, not missing any hardware. Hoses and fittings are secure, and also gear driven, just like our power steering pump. The frame is in fair condition. It's not bent or broken, and there are no legal welds. And that's our engine compartment. So now I'm going to move on with our suspension. So leaf spring, spring mount, and U-bolts are secure, not bent or broken, no missing hardware, and the leaf springs aren't scissoring. My shock absorber is secure at the top and bottom, no missing hardware, not cracked or leaking. My brake chamber and brake hose are secure, not loose, missing, or broken. The hardware is present, and I don't hear any leaks from it. My ABS line looks to be in fair condition as well. My slack adjuster and push rod are secure, not bent or broken, no missing pins here, and it's got no more than 1 inch of play. My brake drum and lining are secure, nothing stuck in there, no grease or oil, and the lining is at least 1/4 inch thick. My tires in fair condition, no cuts, bubbles, or tears. The tread is at least 4/32 of an inch, and it's inflated to at least 80 pounds. In order to check the pressure, I would use a tire gauge with my air valve here on the outside. My rims in fair condition, not bent, broken, or missing. My lug nuts are secure, not loose or missing, no silver lining to suggest they're super loose. And my my hub seal is secure, no missing hardware, not cracked or leaking. And my air valve is capped and secure. Splash guard, secure, not touching the ground or tire. Moving on to the B, straight away. Mirror bracket, secure, not bent or broken, no missing hardware. Door handle is in fair condition, not bent or broken. Oh. Let me open it from the other side. Alright. Yeah, so door handle, not cracked or loose. Door opens and closes freely. Door hinges are secure, not bent or broken. And my handrail is secure, not bent or broken. Steps here are bolted to the fuel tank. No grease or oil to get to slip on. Fuel tank is strapped to the frame. The straps are in fair condition, not loose or missing. Cap here is tight. My battery box is bolted to the frame, not loose or missing. I don't see any battery acid leaking out or anything, and the cap is secure. Moving on. Now, I'm gonna come back to the coupling after we finish everything, because everything includes the coupling, right? So we'll leave that for now. My steps and catwalk are in fair condition, no missing hardware, no grease or oil to slip on. Frame is in fair condition, not bent, broken, or welded. My air tanks here are strapped to the frame. The straps aren't loose or missing. My drive shaft is secure, not bent or broken. The U-joints are secure, not bent or broken either. My muffler and exhaust are strapped to the frame, no missing hardware, not cracked or leaking. My header board is secure, no holes or missing rivets. And now I'm gonna go, you can mention your air dryer, not super important, but we can go ahead and mention it. It's bolted securely to the frame. It's not bent, broken, or loose. And we're gonna move on to the suspension, the same suspension we've just done, but we're gonna repeat it here at the rear, right? So my leaf spring, spring mount, and U-bolts are secure, not bent or broken, no missing hardware. And the leaf springs aren't scissoring. Shock absorber there in the back is secure at the top and bottom, not cracked or leaking. My brake chamber and hoses are secure, not bent, broken, cracked, or leaking. The slack adjuster and push rod on the back end of the brake chamber is secure, not bent or broken. In order to check for slack here at the rear, I would have to chock the wheels and disengage the yellow parking brake. My brake drum and lining are in fair condition. No grease or oil looks to be stuck in there, and the lining ought to be at least a 1/4 inch thick. My tires are in fair condition. No cuts, bubbles, or tears, no abrasions. The tread is at least 2/32 of an inch, and they're properly inflated to at least 80 pounds of pressure. To check the pressure, I would use a tire gauge on my inner and outer air valves. My in-between space here it doesn't have any debris. My inner rims are touching, and the spacing between the tires should be normal. My rims, fair condition, not bent, broken, or missing. Lug nuts, secure, not missing or loose or excessively rusted. And my axle seal here is secure, no missing hardware, not cracked or leaking. My mud flap, secure, not touching the ground or tire. And back here, I can see that my tail lights and hazard lights are working. They're the right color. They're not loose or missing. My license plate is secure and clearly visible. And my air suspenders are secure, not loose or missing. All right, cool. So that's our B, excluding the coupling, just like that was our A, excluding the coupling. So we're gonna run through C real quick, and then we're gonna come back and finish the coupling and pay special attention to that, because we're always gonna do it no matter what, right? So we can't get super far because of this trailer here, but the trailer, the clearance lights are working. They're the right color, not loose or missing. The trailer's in fair condition, no holes or missing rivets. My reflectors are in the correct place and they're the correct color. And I have most of my reflector tape in the correct orientation here on the side as well. My header board, I'll mention as part of the C as well, which I mentioned the B. So a header board being the front bit of the trailer here. Secure, no missing hardware, no holes either. My landing gear assembly is secure, not bent, broken, or welded. The cross members along the bottom of the trailer look to be in fair condition. They're not excessively rusted. And my landing gear shoes aren't loose or missing, and they're fully raised. Now at the back here, I'm going to repeat that whole suspension thing, only there are some slight differences between the C and the rest of the suspension. So we still have our leaf spring, spring mounts, and U-bolts, just like always, which are secure, not bent or broken, no missing hardware. But now we have torsion bars. So the torsion bar is secure, not bent or broken, also not missing any hardware. The brakes, mostly similar, so brake chamber and hose are secure, no missing hardware, no audible leaks. The slack adjuster and push rod coming off the back is secure, not bent or broken. In order to check for play, I would have to chock the wheels and release my trailer brake. My drum and lining are secure, nothing stuck in there. The lining is at least a 1/4 inch thick. And we got some extra air tanks back here, which we can inspect. They're secure and they're not audibly leaking. And we also have the tandem release lever, which allows us to disengage the rear axle and move it forward or backward. We're just going to mention that it's in the locked position, it's not loose or missing, and all of the pins should be engaged. And that's the little distinction. So the suspension is slightly different in the sense that we have the torsion bar instead of the shock absorber. The brakes are almost identical except for the fact that we have some extra air tanks. And don't forget your tandem release lever. Even if there isn't one, go ahead and mention it in order to get credit for it. So say if it were equipped with one, you would check it, right? And the rear tires here, nothing stuck in between them. The spacing is normal. The inner rims are touching just like our B. Tread condition, no cuts, bubbles, or tears. Tread at least 2/32 of an inch and properly inflated to at least 80 pounds. You would check with a tire gauge on both your inner and outer valves. Rim is in fair condition, no bends, breaks, or welds. Lug nut secure, not missing. And axle seal secure, no missing hardware, not cracked or leaking. My rear mud flap is secure, not touching the ground or tire. And here in the back, I've my clearance lights, tail lights and hazard lights are working. They're the right color, they're not loose or missing. My rear door is secure, not loose or missing either. And it's locked. And I've got some reflective tape along the back as well. My hinges are secure, not bent or broken. My bumper is secure, there's no grease or oil. My license plate is secure, clearly visible and illuminated by the plate light. And that's it at the back here. And if we walk the other side, everything should be the same. The only thing I wasn't able to mention was the crank handle, which is only visible from this side. So my landing gear crank handle is stowed away. It's not bent, broken, or loose. And the landing gear is again fully raised. Yeah? And that's our A, B, and C. Okay? Almost done. Last thing we're gonna do is the coupling. So my red emergency line and my blue service line are secure. There are no kinks, there's no leaks that I can tell. The fittings are secured correctly to the tractor. I don't feel any leaks. And the glad hands are properly installed to the trailer. I don't feel any leaks here at the fittings here either. My electrical line is plugged in at both ends. It's not cut or torn. There are no loose wires. And all cables have enough slack that I'm not worried they'll be torn when I turn. My hitch release arm is in the locked position. It's not loose or missing. And we'll get underneath here. My apron is securely connected to my skid plate. There's no visible gap and they're properly lubricated. My kingpin is securely, my lockjaw are wrapped around the kingpin. There's no visible gap between them and they're properly lubricated. My fifth wheel is securely mounted to my mounting platform. And my mounting platform is securely mounted to my frame. There are no missing mounting bolts between the platform and the frame. My pintle hitch is secure, not loose, missing, or broken, no missing hardware. And that is our coupling. All right.
Okay.
So that's it.